Welcome back to another episode of Work It, Live It, Own It. Today, we're going to tackle a common issue that many of us face, being overly critical of ourselves. We're going to dive in on how to overcome negative self-talk and embrace our true potential. Let's dive in. Welcome to Work It, Live It, Own It, a show that explores how to upgrade your lifestyle through life lessons, real estate, and entrepreneurship. Here's your hostess, SaCola Lair. So I want you to imagine this scenario. You're standing in front of a mirror, getting ready for the day, but instead of boosting your confidence with positive thoughts, you find yourself saying things like, I'm too fat. Ugh, I look ugly. I never have a good hair day. It may surprise you, but many of us, including myself, have experienced these moments of being overly hard on ourselves because we are our own toughest critics, constantly putting ourselves down. So today we're going to explore how we can actually break free from this destructive habit. It's not a cure-all, but it's a beginning. It's a process in order to start living our lives with self-respect and confidence. So let's begin by acknowledging something that is true for most of us, that we would never tolerate anyone else speaking destructively about us. So why would we do it to ourselves? And guys, listen, if there are some of you out there who do allow other people to talk destructively about you, then my advice to you is to get in touch with a therapist so you can start the healing process. But first of all, if you can at all possible, and if it is safe for you to do so, you need to remove yourself from that environment, from that situation, from those people. And if you need help to do so, then please reach out to someone you trust to help you along that way, in that path. Now, in my work with female entrepreneurs in the past, when I was a video marketing specialist, I noticed a common pattern when it came to suggesting using video to stand out from their competition. And if anyone has ever told you before, hey, all you got to do is just do videos. Just turn the record button on. Just press that record button. The more you do it, the better you will become. That's a load of crap. For some people, it will work. But for women, the ones that I've worked with in the past, it did not work no matter what you said, what you tried to do. So I created an environment, a safe space for women to help start building up their confidence. And they motivated each other, supported each other. It was a wonderful network, but there was a common theme in my tribe, okay? They would often allow negative thoughts to flood their minds, to start questioning their worth. But I firmly believe that before myself or anyone else can confidently appear in front of a camera, we first need to embrace and embody self-assurance in every aspect of our lives. So how do we overcome these negative thoughts that hold us back? In order to overcome these negative thoughts that hold us back, we need to understand that we are not perfect. It's about progress. It's about improvement. And I would tell that tribe of women entrepreneurs that I worked with that practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes improvement. So if you are out here thinking that you're going to show up in your everyday life and it's going to be perfect, think again. This is not that podcast episode. I am not going to lie to you. It's going to take practice. It's going to take work. Okay? So remember, it's progress, not perfection, that we all should strive for. And it's a shift in our mindset that allows us to accept our imperfections and grow from them. Let me say that again. We need to be able to accept our imperfections and learn to grow from them. So now let's talk about some practical steps that we can take to break free from the negative self-talk when we find ourselves overwhelmed by damaging thoughts because it's crucial to changing our routine or our environment. So here are a few suggestions. 1, if your space, your living space is not suitable, it causes you angst and overwhelm, then I like fresh flowers. My cats love them too, which is why I don't have them a lot at home, but in my office, my workspace, I like to have fresh flowers or a live plant. I love to have beautiful artwork around me. I even had an artist who took some of my favorite quotes, put them on fancy paper and made them very colorful. And I put them in picture frames. So when I walk into my workspace, I see all these wonderful quotes that gives me a good feeling. I'm surrounded by beautiful artwork, and artwork doesn't have to be expensive. Go to a consignment store and find something that you like. Find something and put it in your space, your workspace, even in your car. If it's aromatherapy, put that in your car. If that makes you feel good, if it boosts your confidence, if it makes you feel at ease, do that. Take a relaxing walk, clear your mind and connect with nature. Another thing that I want you to be able to do, and it's something that we all take for granted, is this. And that is taking a breath. A lot of us, we take for granted our own breathing. We take for granted that our next breath is coming. It's not always promised to us, guys. A good friend of mine, a former colleague of mine, gave me the 3 Bs. And this is something I want you to remember whenever you are feeling overwhelmed, full of anxiety, and a lot of things are going on within you. The 3 Bs. I want you to back up, breathe, and be quiet. Sometimes it's within that stillness is when you learn. For me, I pray to God, and I'll say, okay, show me the next step. Back up, breathe, and be quiet. The 3 Bs, guys. Next, listen to calming and uplifting music that inspires you. I love music from all different cultures, from around the world. I love music that takes me mentally to another place, maybe another time. It gets me out of my stinking thinking. That's what my life coach calls it, stinking thinking. Engage in invigorating exercise to release endorphins and boost your mood. And for all of us, we may not be able to do rigorous or invigorating exercise, maybe some low impact exercise. There are even exercise programs out there on YouTube for people who are wheelchair bound that you can do. Some form of movement, guys. If you can do something, do that. And if you can't, here's something we all can do. That's very important. We can perform random acts of kindness. We can help someone else. We can show gratitude, because it's when we focus our attention away from ourselves and focus on showing kindness to others, we're no longer trapped inside of our thoughts. And listen, guys, these tips that I'm sharing with you are not a cure-all, okay? These tips are for you to put into practice on a daily basis. And so what do I mean by that? I will share with you what I do personally. So every day I try to do this on a daily basis, and sometimes I don't. But when I wake up in the morning, I do what I call the Power 15. My Power 15 looks something like this. First 5 minutes, I pray. Second 5 minutes, I read something inspirational or spiritual for me. And yours could be different. Okay. Then the last 5 minutes, it could be a form of exercise or it could be journaling. That's my Power 15 in the morning. Before I close my eyes at night, I don't care what kind of day I had. I challenge myself to think of 4 things that I can be grateful for. When I do that, my brain immediately goes, oh, I didn't have such a bad day after all. There was a lot to be grateful for. Another thing that I do is I use an app called Insight Timer. Now, this particular app Insight Timer is not sponsoring this podcast, but I do use them a lot. And I was introduced to this particular app by a cognitive behavioral specialist or therapist that I saw a few years back. She let me in on the scoop. I've been using it for free. You can do a paid membership, but one of the ones that I particularly like is, let's just say I found it hard to get up in the morning, look at myself in the mirror and do a morning affirmation going, "Ooh, you look absolutely beautiful today. Let's do this." Some people can. I wasn't one of those people, guys. So Insight Timer, there is a particular hostess on there or host. And I apologize if I mispronounce the name because names are important to me. I mean, if you hear my name, SaCola Lair, a lot of people mess that up a lot of times, but Dora Kamau, Kamau. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, so I apologize. If you know how to pronounce her name, please let me know. But it is this affirmation mindset audio track entitled, "I Receive That." I will listen to that in the morning because it helps guide me to saying things, positive things, and they allow you space to repeat after them. And the more I listen to that particular audio clip, the better my day was. I started out my day so beautifully and ended it well. So these simple actions can actually provide relief, bring joy into our lives. The key is to interrupt the negative thoughts or stinking thinking by redirecting our attention to positive thoughts, surrounding ourselves with supportive people, seeking uplifting places, and engaging in activities that bring us happiness. So guys, here's what I'm going to say to you about this as well. Because a lot of times people ask me, "Well, did you see the news?" No, I don't watch the news. I stopped watching the news over 10 years ago. And they're like, "What? Oh my God. How do you stay up to date?" I don't need to stay up to date with everything. I stay up to date with what's important. And usually I find out about what's happening in the world. You know why? Because there's always someone around me who is watching the news and that is going to enlighten me on what is happening. And if it really intrigues me and I want to look it up, I will look it up. But a lot of times we are allowing things that enter into our mind through our ears, through our sight. And so I'm very careful about what I watch as far as my entertainment. I'm very careful about what I listen to. If the news, social media brings you angst, brings you anxiety, makes you depressed, makes you feel lower or less than, then why are you watching it? Why are you entertaining it? If you're watching shows, and even some people say, "Oh yeah, I'm just watching trash TV." Is that helpful and beneficial to you? If it doesn't bother you and it runs off your back like water, it rolls down your back like water, great. That's fine. But be cognizant and be careful of your entertainment and what you're taking in. And notice how it affects you in your body. How does it feel? How does it sit with you? How does it resonate with you? Even on social media, my accountability partner and I had a conversation. And this happens with a lot of realtors and even other business owners. You're seeing everybody out there doing this, posting that. Oh, I just sold another home. Oh, I just did this. Ooh. I just landed this big time client. And what happens? You start doing that comparative thinking, right? Oh, I should be there. They came in after me. They've been in this business less than I have. That's a choice. You following them, that's a choice. See, I learned with my social media feed, I look at things that inspire me. Food, recipes, positive things. And even though I am friends with other realtors, guess what? When I started and I knew I had an idea of how I wanted to branch out and increase my brand awareness, if you were a distraction to me, guess what I did? Facebook has this lovely feature called snooze. I snoozed her behind for 30 days. I even snoozed my accountability partner for 30 days. I snoozed everybody for 30 days because I needed to practice the 3 Bs. I needed to back up, breathe, and be quiet. And that's when I found my own lane. So if you are finding yourself comparing yourself to other people and putting yourself down because of what you see in other people doing, then why are you following them? That's a choice. So be careful about what you're taking in, the information that you're taking in on a daily basis. And as the wise Pearl Bailey once said, no one knows your worth except you. So it's time to acknowledge your own value and embrace your self-worth. And when fear and negative self-talk hold us back, and I'm putting us in there because it includes me too, let's share the message like this one with those who might benefit from it, even if that someone is ourselves. So if this podcast resonated with you, then save this podcast. If you think someone else can benefit from it, share it. But listen, before we part ways, I want to leave you with a reminder. You have the power to shape your own narrative. Embrace your uniqueness, your flaws, the journey of becoming the best version of yourself. Don't let negative self-talk hold you back from reaching your full potential. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Work It, Live It, Own It. If you found value in today's discussion, please share this podcast with anyone who could benefit from it. Remember, you have the power to transform your self-talk. It takes practice, daily practice. Take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and always remember to work it, live it, and own it in your everyday life. Until next time.